So let me start off by saying I love the podcast, huge fan.
Thank you.
So my question is, what is the future for California? We just recently enshrined abortion through Proposition 1 into our Constitution. What should the goal of pro-life movement be? How can we help stop abortion in California now that we're facing such an even greater uphill battle?
Yeah, California is a mess. I left for a reason. I left in 2021. I moved to Tennessee. A big part of that was just California. I felt like it was lost, and I think a lot of people feel that way. I think the answer to California is trying to push back against the almost systemic controlling forces in California. So I think there's a lot of money in Silicon Valley, for example. They have a lot of, I don't think they particularly influence people ideologically, but they make it very easy to spread one view and not the other. I think Hollywood is incredibly powerful and spreads often immoral views. I don't think we're going to win California back at any point. But I do think, as conservatives, we can raise up the voices of the millions of conservatives who are in California. I think that's what people don't realize, is they always think about California as San Francisco or LA and San Diego, Oakland, these kind of places. But I lived an hour and a half east of San Francisco, and it's like Trump country. And so you can say what you want about Trump, but at the time, that was really what a lot of people viewed as the opposite to the left. And so I think that there's a lot we can do to elevate those people in California and try and give them a voice, often on the national stage, because they're squeezed out politically in California. Unfortunately, I don't see California changing. I would love to have this set list of strategies of what we could do to save California. I think there are some states that are just lost for a long period of time. And I think we are better served focusing on trying to protect the red states from going purple. Like Texas is one of those states that could easily be purple to blue in 10, 20 years if we're not careful. I think we're very complacent as conservatives, just assuming certain places will stay red. It's not really the case. So I think it doesn't mean we should abandon California. I think there are moments where we can get involved, but I think it's somewhat naive to ever think it's going to go back to being even purple, unfortunately. Just because also if you think everyone's moving because it's so financially difficult to live in California, so all the people who are conservative are leaving, so it's leaving more and more blue people. They're letting more and more people in, assuming they're going to keep voting blue. And so it's really an uphill battle that I don't see any way in fixing in the short term. I'd rather focus on other places that will give us more short-term wins.
Thank you.